Salut, c'est Géraldine, bienvenue sur Comme une Française TV, Sound French even to the French. To sound like a native, you can study grammar, build up your vocabulary and work on your pronunciation. Or, while you're doing that, you can also take a shortcut. It only takes a few idiomatic expressions to sound surprisingly French. It won't free you from putting in the work later, but especially in short interactions, you can quickly pass for a native. As I often read in many testimonials from Comme une Française alumni. In a previous episode, I already gave you easy and short sentences from everyday speech, and you will find a link in the video description on the blog. But today, we'll go the extra mile with weird, funny, and typically French expressions that only the natives know about. Let's dive in. Casser trois pattes à un canard. Casser trois pattes à un canard is to break three legs to a duck. It's an act that seems cruel, but is also quite impressive when you think about it. You need some groundbreaking science to be able to do it. And that's why this expression is virtually always heard in the negative. It can be used when something is actually simple to do. For instance, oh, monter un meuble en kit, ça casse pas trois pattes à un canard. Oh, monter un meuble en kit, ça casse pas trois pattes à un canard. Oh, putting together a self-assembly furniture doesn't break three legs to a duck. It's not complicated, there's nothing extraordinary to it. Or it can be an assessment of something, a blunt review of a product or an idea, something that does its job without groundbreaking innovation and doesn't deserve any special praise. J'ai fait une tarte aux pommes, ça casse pas trois pattes à un canard, mais c'est toujours sympa. J'ai fait une tarte aux pommes, ça casse pas trois pattes à un canard, mais c'est toujours sympa. I've baked an apple pie. It's not groundbreaking, but it's always nice. I've said it already, but I think French people are quick to criticize and slow to praise, and that might be why I've never heard something that actually casse trois pattes à un canard. And I guess that's better for the duck. Ça n'a aucun rapport avec la choucroute. Ça n'a aucun rapport avec la choucroute means literally this has nothing to do with the choucroute. La choucroute, or in German, Sauerkraut, is a dish made of slightly fermented cuts of cabbage, le chou, usually with sausage and other stuff in there as well. It's very good. In France, it usually comes from l'Alsace, eastern region near the German border. Our former president Jacques Chirac was a famous choucroute enthusiast. What does this have to do with anything else, you might be asking right now? Well, in French, you could say, mais quel rapport avec la choucroute? Mais quel rapport avec la choucroute? Or, the alternative, ça n'a rien à voir avec la choucroute. Ça n'a rien à voir avec la choucroute. These are all an expansion from the original expression, ça n'a aucun rapport, ça n'a rien à voir, ça n'a aucun rapport, ça n'a rien à voir. This has nothing to do with the rest, it's irrelevant. The similar expression in English asks, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? And the answer is the same, probably nothing. C'est la fin des haricots. C'est la fin des haricots. Or literally, it's the end of the beans. It's a cute expression for a terrible situation when all hope is lost and you can only give up. It's also a quaint expression, so it's not used for actual tragedy, but it's still a bad sign. Hopefully, it's only hypothetical. Si on n'arrive pas à marquer 2 buts dans la deuxième mi-temps, c'est la fin des haricots. Si on n'arrive pas à marquer 2 buts dans la deuxième mi-temps, c'est la fin des haricots. If you can't score 2 goals in the second half, it's the end for us. The expression seems to come from sailors. In a ship, the beans were the last thing you were supposed to eat on a trip. So when you reach the end of the beans, it means that there is nothing left to eat on board. A pretty bad situation to be in. Another French expression is very close in meaning, use and vegetableness. Les carottes sont cuites. Les carottes sont cuites. The carrots are cooked. The English language uses the phrase, the goose is cooked, in the same manner. It's a sign of relative despair. There's no turning back now. There's no escaping the conclusion. Oh non, l'équipe adverse a encore marqué. Les carottes sont cuites. Oh non, l'équipe adverse a encore marqué. Les carottes sont cuites. Oh no, the other team scored again. The goose is cooked. Les carottes sont cuites was famously broadcast on French radio the day before the D-Day to signal to the resistance that something was going to happen. The expression itself seems to come from the tradition of eating animals with carrots. For example, a goose sees the carrots are already cooked for the meal, so it's usually a bad sign for its own situation. And this way, it ties in with the third expression for inevitability and hopelessness. La messe est dite. La messe est dite. The mass has been celebrated. It refers to the last man at someone's funeral before the burial. So it has come to mean there's nothing left to do. It's game over. Il nous reste 5 minutes pour marquer 6 buts. Désolé messieurs, la messe est dite. Il nous reste 5 minutes pour marquer 6 buts. Désolé messieurs, la messe est dite. We only have 5 minutes left to score 6 goals. I'm sorry gentlemen, but it's over. And then you can come home to eat beans and carrots at least. Il y a anguille sous roche. Il y a anguille sous roche. There's an eel hiding under this rock. An eel is a fish that could bite you if you're not careful where you're treading when in water. But the sentence isn't so much fishing advice rather than a general sign of suspicion. We use it when we feel like there's something missing or that someone is trying to hide something from us. When we smell something fishy going on. Il n'arrête pas de vouloir me vendre sa voiture, il y a anguille sous roche. Il n'arrête pas de vouloir me vendre sa voiture, il y a anguille sous roche. He always wants me to buy his car, there's something fishy going on. A new version is slowly gaining popularity, comically taking this old problem further. It's the one I love. Il y a baleine sous gravillon. Il y a baleine sous gravillon. There's a whale behind gravel. Or as you might translate, something whaley is going on. When I happen to find the secret, though, behind all this, we say je découvre le poteau rose. Je découvre le poteau rose. I'm finding out the rose pot. Il a essayé de me cacher la vérité pendant longtemps, mais j'ai enfin découvert le poteau rose. Il a essayé de me cacher la vérité pendant longtemps, mais j'ai enfin découvert le poteau rose. He tried to hide the truth from me for a long time, but I finally find out his secret. To stay in the animal kingdom, we say lever un lièvre. Lever un lièvre. It's another close expression. It literally means to hold up a rabbit, finding out a secret and sharing it with the world. Lever un lièvre. En étudiant sa déclaration de revenus, les journalistes ont levé un lièvre. En étudiant sa déclaration de revenus, les journalistes ont levé un lièvre. On studying his income tax statement, the journalist found out something fishy. Let's hope it's not a dangerous fish. Mémé is a common cutesy name for grandmother. So we have il ne faut pas pousser mémé dans les orties. Il ne faut pas pousser mémé dans les orties. One shouldn't push granny into the nettles. Oh, that sounds like a weird caring piece of advice, a bit obvious though to be fair, and most all scarily precise. Do French people really treat the old people that badly? Well, not really. It's just an expression that means you shouldn't push things too far. It's a strange but colorful expansion over the more concise faut pas pousser. Faut pas pousser. You shouldn't push, which is colloquial for il ne faut pas exagérer. Il ne faut pas exagérer. Let's not exaggerate. Despite their meaning, these lines aren't used as a calm and rational thesis of stoicism, a warning against the danger of uncontrolled passion. No, they're more often said in cries of anger, resentment and frustration, of course. Encore un train en retard? Non, mais faut pas pousser non plus. Encore un train en retard? Non, mais faut pas pousser non plus. Yet another late train? No, that's too much. 2 € pour un pain au chocolat? Oh, faut pas pousser mémé dans les orties. 2 € pour un pain au chocolat? Oh, faut pas pousser mémé dans les orties. 2 euros for a pain au chocolat? Oh, come on, that's taking things too far. And as a final disclaimer, no actual grandmother were harmed during the making of this episode. Et toi, did you know any of these expressions before? What is your favorite French idiomatic expression? What are the weirdest expressions from your own language? Tell me in French if you're there in the comment section. I want to hear from you. If you're on YouTube, you'll find a link below this video to the blog commeunefrancaise.com. On the site, I read all the comments and answer all your questions as well. Did you like this video? Do you want more? Let me share exclusive lessons, private offers, and my 10 favorite Comme une Française handpicked episodes with you by email. It's super easy to join. Leave me your first name and your email and I will get back to you straight away. Subscribe now to get my best content straight to your inbox, the fantastic stuff that's not even on YouTube. And the best thing is it's all free. Merci for watching Comme une Française TV. Sound French even to the French. Allez, salut!